Hey, what's up, nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over the 3 golden rules for one of the best exercises to strengthen your core, and that is the plank. Also, as always, we are going to not only talk about proper form, but how to make this exercise even better so you can progress with the movement and continue to make gains, whether you're a beginner or an advanced athlete. But before we get started, be sure to download the Muscular Strength app, and you will be able to view the article version of this video, as well as any other video that I've ever released on my channel. All that extra work just to make it easier for all of you to learn. I love it, and that's why I do it. So download the app for iPhone or Android, and I'll keep cranking out the content. All right, guys, so golden rule number 1 is you have to keep your body straight. Now, this may come off as self-explanatory. However, there are some things that happen if you're not paying attention. So proper form for a plank looks like this. Your body is straight, your shoulders are neutral, and you stay in this position. But what tends to happen as you start to fatigue, either in your core or in your shoulders, is you'll start to go like this, which really isn't that big of a deal, aside from the fact that it's not placing as much tension on your core. But when you start to do like a banana body like this, and you let your hips sag, this is where we start having some problems. What happens when you let your hips sag or you hyperextend your hips, you're disengaging your core and you're putting a lot of pressure in your lower back. The entire point of this exercise is to strengthen the core. So if you're disengaging it by lowering your hips, then you should stop doing the movement, because at that point you're just wasting your time. So golden rule number 1, keep that body as straight as possible. Golden rule number 2, guys, quality over quantity. Now, obviously, with any exercise, you always want to have quality repetitions, but that's especially as important when it comes to the plank, for some of the reasons we just mentioned in golden rule number 1. Now, let me explain what proper form for a plank is. Yes, visually, all it looks like is we're holding this position right here, but there's a lot more going on in the body than what it looks like from the outside. When you're in this position, you're not just trying to hold your body straight. You're actually flexing your glutes as hard as you can. You're flexing your legs as hard as you can. You're flexing your arms. You're flexing your core. You're flexing your obliques. And then the last piece to this puzzle is you actually want to be pulling your elbows in toward your toes as you pull your toes in toward your elbows. And when you're doing this, the intensity of this exercise goes up drastically, like a night and day difference. However, if you're trying to have a contest to see how long you can hold a plank, what's going to happen after the first probably minute to 3 minutes is you're not going to be able to keep all those muscles flexed. You're not going to be able to continue to pull your elbows in towards your toes and vice versa. So after you're unable to keep all these muscles flexed as hard as you can, how well the plank actually helps you increase your core stability starts to diminish over time. So quality over quantity, guys. If you're going to do a plank, keep everything nice and tight and flex. As soon as you can't keep it nice and tight anymore, you still might be able to stay horizontal, but at that point, you're better off just stopping, resting, and then starting another set. All right, guys, and golden rule number 3, know when it's time to progress. But before we get started with some other plank variations, if you're enjoying the video, be sure to smash that like button, preferably in the plank position. All right, guys, so as we just talked about with quality over quantity, once you're able to do really strict planking, flexing all your muscles, keeping everything nice and tight, once you can hold that for like 3 to 5 minutes max, then it's time to try to make the exercise a bit more intense, or else you're just going to be sitting in the plank position for like 8 to 10 minutes when you could still be sitting in it for 3 to 5, but making it, a bit harder to get more out of the movement in less time. So some of my favorite variations, I'm going to show you guys 3 variations. If you want to see another video all on different plank variations, post a comment down below, and I can look into making that for you guys as well. But we have the standard variation, which is this right here. Then we have the variation where you lift one leg in the opposite arm, and you hold this for as long as you can, and then you switch like this. Or you can just do it alternating for as long as you can versus holding it statically. You have the T-plank, which you go to the side like this and hold this position, flexing your core. And you can do the T-plank either on your elbow or you can do it on your hand. Just make sure you're still keeping your core nice and tight, and make sure you do both sides. And then you have one of my favorite variations of the plank, which is the weighted plank. Now, it can be difficult to put weights on yourself, so maybe having somebody help you is a pretty good idea, but there are ways to do it on your own. And again, guys, the weighted plank is the same exact form as a traditional plank, except now you have weight added to your torso. And now it's time for a bonus tip for beginners. Now, whether you're male or female, it's quite possible to be too weak to perform a regular plank on its own. So if that's the case, don't feel bad about it. We've all been there, and instead of giving up and not performing the exercise, you can do an easier version of the plank, which is the knee plank, which is where you basically plank from the position of having your knees on the ground. Also, if you can perform 5 to 10 seconds of a regular plank, and then you seem to collapse, that's okay too. Just hang in there for those 5 to 10 seconds, and then continue for 30 more seconds on your knees. If you continue to do this over time, the regular plank time will be 5 to 10 seconds, will turn into 10 to 15, then 15 to 20, and then before you know it, you'll be able to plank for 3 to 5 minutes easy. Now, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video, and if you're looking for a full program, whether it's for building muscle and strength in the gym or losing weight at home, all my programs are available on the Muscular Strength app. So get it done. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.